Hello, everyone. Maria's thinking she's hearing things. There's nobody at the door or anything. She's hearing me making noises, and she's 9 years old, and she may be going a little deaf, and things echo differently when you're losing your hearing. So we just have to kind of be tolerant. But hopefully she doesn't do that too often. Anyway, perhaps if you watched the other video, you recognize this. She's a postal worker from, now they say Victorian. I'm thinking it looks more Edwardian age, just the way that the clothing is and things like that. This does not look Victorian to me. That looks more Edwardian, which came after the Victorian age, would have been the early 1900s. Anyway, having said that, you probably recognize her. She's going to be the back of the book. This is a album sort of folio sort of thing. I am, of course, putting it together completely different from the original. I will have a link in the click here area. You'll see click here to show more, or just click here. Click that anywhere in that area and it'll open up and you'll see links and other information, things like that. So if you want to see the original way that this was done, you'll have to go and find it. It's quite an extensive video, so be prepared for that. But I'm doing it different. I wanted to do a ribbon tab binding on this, which meant I had to change completely the way it was done. Now, if I can, I will try and show you what the original plan was using this and this. Okay, we'll set that up there for now. Okay. So we're going to pretend that this one is, sort of this way. So you would fold these two in facing each other, and then you would glue, if this was the white on the inside, you would glue these two together and have them like this, and then you would glue this in between the two pages, and it would fold. It would. This one really wants to fold wonky, so sorry about that. But we'll fix it with glue. It'll glue the way I want by the time we're done. Anyway, so it would look like this, and all of these would be zigzagged, and these would each open up and all the rest. I'm not doing that. I'm gluing these pages together with one of these in between, like that, and it folds inwards like this and becomes part of the album that way. So you still have the album pages and you still have the flip out, but I'm doing it with the pages like this because I'm doing a ribbon binding. Now, ribbon binding is this. Each of your sections is bound together with ribbon. So on one section you have 3 ribbons, and on the next section you have 2 ribbons, and it binds together like that. We did a ribbon binding in one of my other videos. If you wanted to go back and look at it, it explains it very, very, very detailed. And so it'll show you exactly how the ribbon binding works. And I use 2 different ribbons there, so you can really see the difference. But in this one, I wanted to use all one ribbon. I have this really cute ribbon. It's blues, and this has got a lot of blue in it. I was going to use one that had pink, but it didn't look as good with pages like this, where there's, a lot of blue. And there's a lot of blue throughout this whole thing. So I decided to use this blue with the little hearts, and I think it looks really cute. Now, this is going to be the front of the book. So this is actually my cover, and this is actually my first page section. There's the flip out, if I can get it to flip, and it flips like that. And you can use this to put pictures in, like photos. You can also do pockets if you'd like to, or bands or anything. You could actually make photo. What do they call them? Like a word just left my head. Anyway, the things that you put, you know, the frames, the photo pad things that you can put into these albums. I can't remember the word now. It'll come to me later and I'll just pop it out, okay? But anyway, so that's page 1 and this is page 2. And they all are going to go together exactly the same. So I thought, oh, very pardon me. I thought I would show you how I put one of the pages together so you can see that. And then I thought I'd show you how I do 1 or 2 of the pages hooking the ribbon onto them and just show you that. And then I'm going to shut the camera off because I think it's kind of boring watching, you know, the same thing over and over and over again. And when I'm to the part where I'm putting the cover, the back cover on, then I will come back and do a flip through and show you all the pictures and how it looks. And we might, and I will bring in all the ephemera and pockets and everything that went with the original and show you all of that stuff, because there's a lot. There always is with these things. If you've got somebody that makes good kits, you get a lot of pockets and ephemera and things and stuff, and you know. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get my glue. Now what I've been doing is I glue the back part and I flip the picture here over and I glue it like this, and then I go to the other side and glue it together. This just makes it a little easier for me to line it up and everything. So this is what I've been doing on these others, and all the other pages are already put together. I sat last night for about 2 hours doing those. They do take a long time. This is not for beginners. It's beautiful. Even the original is not really a beginner's project. If you have a lot of patience and you pay close attention to everything, you can actually do it as a beginner. I mean, it's cutting and gluing, it's, you know, but you really have to pay attention to what you're doing, like I just didn't. Okay, can we just get this right? Oh, for crying out loud, look at me go. Time I'm done getting this thing in place, it's going to be, the glue is going to be done. It's going to be stopped. Okay. Are you done now? Can I fold you? No, you don't want to do that. No, no. Oh, wow. We are just having a day today. It's been snowing here. I'm not feeling great. It's just, yeah. A very stressful life right now. And it doesn't help that we're moving and I don't know where. Okay. So now we put this on. Now, every single one of these pages had to be cut down. So on this page, it had to be cut down on this side, on this edge, and on this page, it had to be cut down on this edge, on this edge. So away from the flap, obviously. Yeah. Okay, good. I got it in the right place. This one keeps wanting to fold on the wrong line, and it's really becoming a pain. Okay, so let's get this glued together before it really drives me nuts, this one. Don't know, you know, do you ever find that? You know, you're trying to do something and everything else works perfectly. You've got lots of things that are all identical. You're doing them all the same, and everybody works perfectly except one. Then you got that one that has to be a problem. It's the problem child, right? And you're working and working and working, trying to get it to do what everybody else has already done. That's this page. This is the problem child page. Now, there. That is that, hopefully. Hopefully that is that. This one still went crooked. But at least it's folding. It's folding better than it was. I'm telling you, I was working at this thing trying to get it to fold right. It's the last one too, you know, like, of course it is. Okay, so these are all the other pages, and these are in the order I want them. So now, let's put some of the book together. So what we need, first off, is we need the cover. Now you're putting these together like this, right? They've got this cute little thing here. Now the last one I did was 2 ribbons, so this time I need 3. So I get my ribbon, and for this one, I'm cutting 3 hearts to make them all the same. So I'm just cutting 3 hearts, making sure I have 3 hearts on my ribbons. Now I just used my Aleene's glue, to do all of this stuff. So, you know, you don't need anything special. Don't have to run out and buy Fabri-Tac or whatever. Aleene's works just fine. And it'll keep this just as long as anybody else's. So we want to put one here and one here, right? And then we're going to have one in the middle and one down here. So what I do is I turn them both over. Yes, because I want this glued. I want it glued on this part, this page, and this page. We'll talk about this little guy in a minute. Yeah. So I'm not gluing on this side. That's done. Okay, I'm gluing on this side only. So, okay. So what I do, I don't know what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is making myself crazy. So I take this little thing and I say, okay, down here I have, it's about this wide. I don't want it above this line here. So it's about, well, I got to kind of put it above that line so that I've got some space, because you want a bit of space between. And it's about that wide and it's that long, right? So you do that, put in your glue in a square, and then put in your glue on the other side in a square. And you kind of line the pages up and do it in like your, you know, about that size. If you're not sure, put your little piece of ribbon beside it, and then get your ribbon the right way around. Yes, and do that to there. You've got a little bit of space in between. You want a little bit of space in between it. You want to do that. Oh my! I decided. Yeah, it's decided. It's decided. Okay. Move. Yeah. And so I'm going about half on this guy, the middle heart, so that, you know, like that. Push it down so it's joined. And you're gonna, okay, all right. You want to do it this way, fine. Then we do it that way. Just wrap it around. You know, like that's what you're basically doing, is you're wrapping it around to join this one. So you're only joining. You're joining this one on using 3 ribbons. Okay. So you want this one in the middle. What are you doing? I'm seeing the ribbons back there. Ah, because you're in the wrong place. That's why. Okay. All right. Okay. I get it. I don't know. Some days. Okay. And this can be very confusing, the ribbon thing. It can be, that's why it's not really beginner friendly. I mean, give it a try. You know, it's if you're game to try it, give it a try. You know, it's not impossible. It's just tricky. So you want to make sure that, you know, you're doing. Get on there. Get on there, nice. That's it. That's it. And then we wrap you. Yeah. Okay. And you don't want to do that. Okay. Let's do you this way then. Okay. We're gonna wrap you and wrap you. There you go. Well, you know, it works. I know I made that really awkward. I'm sorry. That was awkward. Okay. So over on this side now we have 3. And you're supposed to be here, yes. Okay, so let me talk about this guy. Okay, this guy is actually with this way over here. Okay, yes, with this guy. With this one. Okay, so what I did with this, I had this little note page thing, and it was glued together and it had a flap on it. And it was left over from some other project. And I thought, you know, I'm going to use it. I'm going to put it in here. So what I did is on my first page, maybe not my first page, no, my first page, yeah. I'm really confused now because this is supposed to be my front page. Where am I? Where am I is, okay, yes, yes, yes. Alrighty. I think I've really screwed things up. I really do. Do you still open? Yes, you do. Do you still open? Yes, you do. Okay, so I haven't, but for some reason. Okay. Okay. This is my front. Okay. This. I'm sorry. Sorry. This is my front. This is the thing. Is it's not. This is not a piece of cake. This takes thought. Okay. So that's my next page. It was on this. Not this page. This page, was it this page? It was this page, was it? No, it wasn't that page. It was this page. Was it? Yes, it was this page that we just put in, which I should have talked about it. Anyway, okay, so what I did with this is when I glued down this one, like we glued down the other one, where you just put the, put it into place. Then when I was done, and that was on the dry side, I put this one down over top of it. And then I closed this and glued it over. So if you want to add writing pages of any kind, that's what you do. Add a tab and just put it between your page. I got this one backwards. No, I don't. It's fine. It's all fine. Jeez. Okie doke. All right. Next page. Next page goes with this one. Oh my goodness sakes. I don't know about me. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I think, with this one gets 2, right? So this one gets 2. Now cut them to 3. I just want 3 on each. And this is such a nice ribbon. Like, it's nicely done. It's just, it wasn't, I mean, this is one of the ones I got in whatever Value Village or somebody else kit. Oh yeah, I only need 2 for this one. So I need 2. So I need to go here and here with this one. And then we'll put this one on. Okay. So here and here, and then wrap it around over top of this. Okay. All right, so let's put this on. Yeah. Now open this up so that it's easier. It's easier to see if you open it up, because then you can see where your last one was. You just don't get yourself too lost. Okay. Remember which goes back. So I'm just adding, the glue to where this one is and about as far out as it should go, and I'm doing it that way. Because this is lace, it's hard to glue. It's hard to get glue on it. Because you've got all the little holes and everything, and you're just getting a mess is what you're doing. So rather than doing that, now make sure that your heart is half mine. Your ribbon wants to be half here. Yeah, like that. Okay. Don't glue it on this side because that's already got ribbon, right? Right. I'm telling myself that more than I am you, Okay, there. All right, keep that, glue that, do this. Now we put that in place. And then this, you're my front. Yes, you're my front. I think I just put my ribbon on backwards, didn't I? I think I did. No. Yes. Yes. Did you? Yeah, I did. Did I? Hmm. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm trying to work this out now. Hmm. My brain is not working these days. There's too much to think about. Okay, when you go in, you go in, you go in. This is going to sit like this. You're that page. I think I got my ribbon upside down. I think that's what I've done. I think I put it on the wrong side of my book. I think it should be over here. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay, I gotta go away for a while and figure this out. I'll be back. All right, she's gone. That's gone. This is gone. Yeah, we are definitely tearing this paper. I'm trying to keep it so that it tears under where the ribbon is and not anywhere else. There, okay. All right, got that. All right, let's start over. Okay, so this is my cover, and it's fastened to my first page on the outside like it's supposed to be. But maybe it's this thing causing the trouble, and maybe it needs to fold in this way instead. And then I can, yes, that's the whole thing. Okay, and then, I don't even know who's second and who's on second, who's on third, but all of these need to fold this way. So instead of it being this thing showing, which would be, normally what you would get, you're getting this part showing. Because it's the only way you're going to be able to join the covers together, or the things together properly, I think. So then you put them on this side, and it joins to this side. So these things here where I've torn are going to show. There may be a way of helping that, but we'll see. We'll see as we go along. I kind of want to keep all the pages because, it's a nice big album, but we may have to leave some of the ones that I got really badly done. I might have to leave them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try putting glue on the ribbon itself right now. See, in the other ribbon video, I was doing it differently. It was a different type of project entirely. So there. But you do lay them down on top of each other, which was what I hadn't done. So you lay your ribbon upside down, whatever, and you put your. I can go back here, for instance, and straighten this out for one thing, and put ribbon here, like put glue here, and this is nice because that's going to cover that mess up. It's just good. Okay, I put a piece of this there, doing it the same way as I was planning, so that that's there, and get that glued down. Okay, but then that was my thing, is I was doing it sort of backwards. So then I can actually go over here if I want to, and put glue. There you go. Let's do this right. Okay. You want to be like this. So you're going to go like that. Yes. So this is going to go on here, which does have, like, that is where ribbon was. So it's okay. And this one doesn't want it because of this. It's that thing is causing problems, but that's okay. And then this is going to lay on top of this, you see, on top of those two ribbons. And what we can do is like we did in way back when, is you lay your page down like this, glue your ribbon, and then bring it up over the top. And that's probably, and make sure that you've got it on the right side. Yes, that's my front. And that's what I was covering up. So we'll see if when I get another page on, if it's possible to do this back this way. I might still be able to, but right now, let's get this page in place. So this page wants to go like this. So that means this needs to come up over the top. And we put glue there. And glue here. There, like that. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. And then we wrap the ribbon around from one page to the other page, and it should only be one page you're doing. And I put that one on crooked. And I'm going to say, with the way that this book is going, that's no surprise. All right, so now we have 5 showing, which we should have. Now I want to see, oh yeah, see? It can go in, but you just have to be, okay, you just have to be, don't you? You've decided you don't want to be. Get there. Get there. Okay, both of these are really, really, really being annoying right now. Okay. Bring you up, bring you here. Bring you even on the edge, push you around. Push you around. There. Okay. There. Push you around. Look. Okay. Now, the next page. The next page. That's this one. That's this one. The next page goes here. All right. Let's do this one. I think. Was this one we took off? I think it is. Maybe not. Are you? There. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, you're going to... Okay, we can fold those in, so we know that now. But right now, what we want to do is we want to put 3 on here. And we've got them. Right? I'm going to do 3. Yes. Front stays up downwards. We want to do 3 on here. 3. 1. 2. And put enough glue that you know that your lace is going to like stay. Because, you know, you don't want your book falling apart, you know, right away. Like, you don't want it falling apart at all, but you know what I mean. You know, you put so many hours into these things, and then, you know, you'd like it to stay. At least I always would, you know. I like it to stay because I've worked so hard to get it to where I want it, to what I want it to look like. And then, you know, it falls apart. Oh, dear. Well, you know, I am going to throw that piece away. That's really shoddy looking. Okay. We'll use a nicer piece. Go over there. Okay. Are you the right way? No, you are not. You're completely not the right way, because when I lay the page on here, I want to be pulling it up from the other side, don't I? Don't I? Do I? Yeah, so the next page should be You have to turn in so I can see what I'm doing. The next page should be going here. I'm still confused. I'm really confused. You're correct. You should not be on my front. You should not be fastened there. Oh, goodness sakes. For goodness sakes. I'm just thrashing this. You don't fasten to the front. You fasten to the last page it did. And the front is not the last page I did. I'm really getting frustrated with this. I am really getting frustrated. Okay, we're going to glue that part down. It kind of decided to tear badly. Glue down. Don't worry, folks. This won't be in the drawer. This is going to be this is going to be mine. All right. You should be gluing to this, not this. Okay, I should be gluing to this. That folds in. I've got to glue to this, not this. This is the front. Don't glue to this. Glue to this. I'm glad I'm messing up everything, so you know you can see me fumbling around, and then you know maybe at some point I'll actually get this. Not there. Okay. You need to be here to this for some reason, for some way. I just have to figure out how. Oh, I know. Put it down and then set this way. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm getting there, folks. I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. Who's Shirley? Yeah, I know. Lucille Ball. 2. We're doing 2 on this one. I don't even know if it's, who was it, Lucille Ball or Jackie Gleason? I don't know. It was somebody. Who's Shirley? Oh, well, it might have been Monty Python for all I know. Okay, and then this is the one we wrap around. Okay. And this is the one we wrap around. Right. Okay. My gosh. Yep. Anything that can go wrong. Hello, Murphy. You're my fave. Yeah. No, as I said, you'll have to forgive me. I am just, my brain is non-functional and with, you know, sort of good reason, but there you have it. All right, now I want to put the sides so they're really together. I want to make sure that I'm upright for both pieces. And then pull this around and pull this around, right? There. Okay, that's that one done. Okay, and then, so the next one we want to fasten to is this page, right? So we want to fasten, we want to put 3 on here. And then we want the next page to sit on top and we pull over the top of it. Okay, so let's get 3. We got 3 cut. So we do the 3 in the same place as we did the last 3. Try and line them up a little, you know, like. I'm a bit frustrated with this one. I've been putting this one off, actually, because I didn't want to try and do it and be like I am today. Whew. you know, but here I am doing my best. So just, you know, forgive me and ignore all the crap, and because I really am doing my best these days. I've been struggling for years, and this has been, you know, a rough few months here. I was sick for months again recently, and that was, hang on, did I do that right? No, I did not. I did not. Got it going the wrong way again, folks. Okay, where do we want this then? It needs to join to this one, because this is the next page, right? All right. Okay, you're the next page to the last page, but you're also the next page. I've done this wrong. I don't know how I'm doing this wrong all the time. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm really, really confused, because this should not be folding on the inside. This should be folding on the outside, like, you know, like behind. It should not be joining to the cover. The cover is here. It should be joining to here, but not there. It should be joining on the spine. You know, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to go and figure this out, and I'm going to either make a whole new video or come back and say, I finally got it figured out, and here's what I did. All right, I will talk to you when I get here. Bye for now. I'm back. Oh boy, did I mess up. Okay, I went back and I watched my own video to find out how I was doing this wrong and what I was doing wrong. Yeah, so I found out. So I'm going to just sort of keep the pages as much as I can. I kind of got a bit fed up here. Sorry. Threw things around. I have to use these ribbons. I can't just chuck them out because I don't have a lot of ribbon left, and I've got several things to cut ribbon for. So anyway, this is supposed to go like this, and oh my. Okay, it's okay. We're going to be able to do this. I was messing up in that. Okay, when you do your very first joining and any subsequent ones, before you put the next page on, before you put, okay, so I took, this is my first page, right? My cover. And I just joined them together. But that doesn't work because, you know, when you sort of turn them on, then you've got nothing to join your next page to, you see. So you have to do something about that. And before you put your pages on, and this I'll do on the ones from here on, but for this first one I have to sort of fudge it in. You need to have a piece of paper, or a piece of ribbon I should say, between for the next one to join to. So you put, let me see what I'm doing here. Put this in between. Sorry, but I have to sort of squeeze it in. And you need to have one of these on the page ready for the next page to go on to. So when I do this, then this is ready to have the next page set onto it and glued on. So I need two squished in between here that should have been on here before I did anything else. And then they are ready for the next page to glue to. Okay? Don't worry, I'll show that several times, but with this first one, I'm correcting. And I had to do this, oddly enough, in the other video as well, where I had to correct. I had to go back and say, well, this is not going to work because it doesn't have the thing ready. But at least in that one, I had an inkling of what I should have been doing and could correct it easily. By the time I reached here, which is a couple of months later, I think it was 3 months ago we did that video. Yeah, I'd forgotten. I mean, I've done 40-something videos now, and as you go along, you kind of set them behind you. And I haven't done, I may have done a small ribbon binding at some point. I don't think I've done a ribbon binding since then. So it's not like, oh, well, I'm always doing them or anything like that. So there, so that's how the first thing should have been done. So now this is ready to accept the next page. So this is going to be my next page. Now I'm doing mine with this string looking thing as my page center. And so on this one, I need to prep this one for the next page. And I do that by adding the 3 ribbons to this side before I glue these to this, okay? So I need to add the 3 ribbons to where they're going to be glued. And you want them, you know, sort of face down, putting them in where you actually want them to be and all that. Some of these ribbons are a little ratty looking, but they're what I have. And I really, you know, have to kind of deal with that. What I'm looking for is, where the other 3 are. Okay. Hopefully I'm doing this right this time, because, you know, if I'm not doing it right this time, I'm probably giving up on this book, because, you know, it's becoming a royal pain right now. I love the pictures. I love this whole thing. Actually, this was going to be a story, but with us moving and all the nonsense that's going along with that, I'm too stressed to bother with stories, if that makes sense. Okay, so now you can see, this needs to go back there. Now you can see kind of how this is going to go, okay? So this page is going to go inside like it was supposed to, right? This is going to be the second page. Is it? Why am I doing this on that page then? I did it the wrong way again. Okay, what? Okay, I got this one right. This is the one that's wrong. Okay, this is the one that's wrong, because this shouldn't be on the front page. Yeah, this should not be on the front page. Not that direction. This should be on this page. On this page. Not the front page. Not the front page. This page fastens to the front page, but then it fastens to the next page. You know? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something with this. We'll do something. Don't worry. I have it in my head what needs to happen. I just need to get it in my head better. It's not good enough yet. Okay, so that goes there like that. Yes, and this goes here. And this wraps over this like that. And then the next page comes here, but you need to put the 2 on the next page, okay? So I'm going to get this glued in place where it really should be. At some point, see, page 2 never actually had anybody gluing to it, which was where it should be. Get in there. No. Don't do it that way. Do it this way. Do it better. That way only better. Yeah. We got this going on. This whole thing has just been one thing after another. Even when I was cutting out, you know, I had to reprint a couple of pages and cut them again. Yeah, it's just been... I get really stubborn about things like this when they start really going wrong, that I'm bloody well going to do it. And, you know, the gremlins are not stopping me. I'm getting this done the way it should be done, and that's what there is happening. And I get very stubborn about it. The Viking in me comes out and I fight back. I don't always win, but I fight back, boy. Okay, now we got those two. And we got this one with 3 on it. So this one lays down like this. These ones are going to lay inside at some point. But right now it needs to go like that. Because I've got extra, it's going to be flipped out like that. And this needs to come in. And this gets glued in here. Okay? And it's ready for the next page. Okay? Clear as mud. Okay, so this goes like that, and that goes like that. Whoops, and of course, this glued wrong. So yeah, okay. All right, I'm not ripping that up again. I can just, like I said, this is going to be mine. Yeah. So then these 3 are going to come up and wrap on this, but now we need 2 on this one. We need them on this side, okay? We're getting there. So we need the 2, so you line them up like this, and you say, okay, there's where the 3 go. Here's where the, who are you? We don't know. Here's where the 2 go. And because I'm using all wide ribbon, all the same width, and this isn't a very like high book, they're going to be cramped together or crowded a bit. But I kind of, you know, don't mind. So we're going to do, whoops, this. And let's try and get this one better than the last one. Okay, we can only get it better if you actually, you know, do better. Okay, get out of there, get out of there. Like I said, I can't throw these out. They are part and parcel. But now at least we're doing it right. Oh my goodness, what a fiasco. Now we're doing it right though. By golly. Good, okay, now we take this one and we lay it this way. Okay. And we do these 3, which come from the other one. Not the 2, the 3, and we put those up and glue those. We're gluing them around. And if you just leave the extra pages off to the left-hand side, like I'm doing, then it doesn't get as confusing. Like I'm not as confused as I was when I was trying to figure out, you know, where do they belong and what should they be doing and all that. All right, so that's those 3 done. So the next one, because it's gluing on with 2, this one now needs 3 on it, on this side. So we have 1, we have to cut 2 more. Now I'm cutting them 1 page at a time, or at least trying to, because that just stops me from getting quite as confused. And it also stops me from cutting more than I need. If there's leftover ribbon, you know, it's nice to have it in a big strip rather than little strips. Okay, so now we want to put these face down in the 3 spots. And I'm trying right on this one to get them a little evener, so the center one might look like it's off from the other one. It probably is off from the other one, but it's more center in the page. I'm just trying to bring things back to where they should have been originally, you know. Things just got so out of hand there for a minute. Anyway, we got her worked out. There. There's that. Then we flip this one up, and 2 come up around. So remember, if you put 3 on the page, only 2 come up around. If you put 2 on the page, 3 come up around. This is so much easier now that I know what I'm doing. Hello. Yeah. You might notice that things look a little different. They are. The camera shut off, and Gary wasn't in the room, and he didn't notice, and I didn't notice, and yeah. So I finished the book, but I did show you how I fixed the mess I'd made. When I was done, there was a couple of pieces of ribbon left, and I did not put them, they don't wrap. They are just sitting on the edge, and I covered up the mess that was here, the torn mess, and just put the ribbon over the top of it. And then on the back, to match it up, I did the same thing. There was no tears here, but I just did the same thing to match the front. So that kind of fixed that look. So I'll do a little bit of a flip through and show you the book. It's quite nice, and this is really quite a nice album. If you want, you can put pockets in. I was going to show, that was one thing I was going to bring out, was all the stuff. Because you saw me, well, if you watched the video where I cut things out, you saw me cutting a lot of stuff. I did leave one page out because I didn't have a fold page for it, one of these things for it. And so I left this page out. I didn't feel it was necessary. Anyway, I didn't feel like printing another one and cutting it, etc. We have a bunch of these things. We have those. These are this is supposed to go from the back to the front and cover, oops, cover over the front like this and be your closure. Now, if you wanted, you could leave this open on the side and do that. Put this in place. Oops. Put this in place inside there. Score the spine part of this. Roll it around. You could actually score this several times, and then it would roll instead of bending straight. But you could roll it around, and it could become your cover, your closure on your book. And I might do that at some point. Then there is this inside piece that you glue onto it, just to give it some something pretty on the inside when it's sitting open like this. Because this is your spine. So then you can use, this is supposed to be on the back side of the book, like over on this side, which I didn't use, of course. But you do have these inside things to reinforce your panel. And so you could put this on the inside, and it would cover that folded spine area. And you could do that, and it would look really pretty. And you could even do it with this sort of a folding, and this would just go inside here, like that along there, and this would fold and be inside. You'd have to, like, I've already glued it, but you would have to have this edge open, which it's a fold edge, I believe. So you'd have to have this edge cut and open, and then slide that in, glue it in place. Then put your pieces together before they went on the book, of course. And so this would be sticking out of your cover. Now you could, if you wanted, you could actually do this and this, use the two pieces, oops, or use this piece to cover the inside of the spine and then do that. And glue it actually on here and then bring it around, you know, as your cover. You could do that. You know, there are lots of things. Anyway, that's what that is meant for. That is meant for your closure type of bit. So I'm just going to leave that there. And then you get all sorts of other things. So there are pockets galore. So you want to put pockets on every one of the pages. You certainly can. There's plenty of them. These are all pockets. And you've got angle pockets from both sides. You've got pockets with the flaps so that they are thicker. They've got gussets, they call them. So they're a little thicker. And there's several of those. There are, like I say, angle ones from both sides. There are flat ones. I really, this is just ephemera, but I really like this. It is 2.6 British stamps from way back when. Elizabeth was obviously in, but so it's in the 50s. But yeah, that's her in her younger days. And then you've got all these little bits of cards and postcards and mailing cards and things. So there is plenty of things there. Let me clip these. I have them all together. Let's put them all together again. Oh yeah, you went on there too. I'm not putting all this into this little book. If I put it into the drawer, it will have all this stuff included in the package, and you can do what you want with it. But I'm not going to be gluing anything into this book. And then it has this page that you can use however you want. It's sort of a collage page. And then there's these bits of ephemera that you can fussy cut out. There's another one of these that are pretend stamps. No idea where or when they're from, but you know, they're those. There's some, I wouldn't call them tickets, but they're things that you can cut out. There's some of these, so you can cut them and fold them over and make tabs on your pages. And there's this, which I think is a 3-fold thing, and this one is as well. They're little 3-fold types of notebook things. Yeah, so there's a lot of ephemera goes with it. And if you're the type that really loves ephemera, this has really got lots. I mean, it's, you know, it has a bunch for you to play with. And I really quite like the kit. I love the pictures in it, and when I was going to do a story, I was going to talk about a girl who got a job as a postmistress back in, you know, the early 1920s, and you know, how she was 16 and had to go to learn about things. And I was going to tell the story as I was putting the thing together, and just add, you know, every time we put a new page in, there would be a story about what was on the page and that sort of thing. But I've just reached a point now where moving has become an issue, not an issue, but a big deal in my life, which is understandable because it is a big deal in anyone's life. And I have to not worry about telling stories and things like that. So anyway, so that is that for this book. Let me just do a little flip through so you can see all the pretty pictures. Every page has one of these, and they do fold into the inside like they're meant to. Once I figured out the book putting together part, it was pretty easy. But yeah, I do love the pictures. I love that in some of them the girls are in their uniforms. Whether they would really wear uniforms like that, and I don't even know what country this would have been in. Who knows? I mean, this is the thing with people that put together these kits. I don't think they know. You know, they just sort of put things together, and it looks nice, and that's what they do. But some of the pictures are just so pretty. Excuse me. And the backgrounds are so cool, you know. Like this actually looks like it would be an old post office. I was in an old post office once, a real old post office. It would have been built in the late 1800s, probably. And it was so cool in there. And it had this old smell, you know. Anyway, yeah, so I love it, you know, the old typewriter and the desk. This desk is fascinating. Just, you know, I'm just flipping through so that you can see how beautiful this turned out. I mean, you know, but yeah, the uniforms, you know, this would have been, I imagine that's a realistic uniform because it would have worn a uniform. This part probably would have been higher, not so low. And it does look more Edwardian, the collar, it makes it look more Edwardian. Now, if it's in the United States, Edwardian is, you know, it would have been a period of time for them, but not like it would be in Britain. So, yeah. So there's a lot of really cool things. I love these old post boxes and things like that. Some of the pages I'll have to make sure, well, going through now, make sure that they're not sticking together. And this is cool with her little hat on. That's so cute. Now see the uniform on this one, it's different. It's on the body different. So it might actually, that might be more realistic, but it still has that Edwardian look, more of an Edwardian look, with the puffy shoulders and the higher collar like that. Anyway, the old post boxes and the post office in the background. They're really cool, but these could be European. Don't know, and that's the end. So yes, so that was it. My Big Trouble book. I really struggled with that one, as you can see. Gary will probably take out some of the, you know, trying to put things together and mumbling to myself. We will see what happens, but you take care. Thank you for joining me and for hanging in there and watching this, and I hope you had a good laugh, if nothing else. I know, you know, I sit back and I think about what went on, and I just go, oh, goodness, and I just start laughing like it's funny. At the time, not so funny, but once you've kind of done, it's, you know, it's funny. Anyway, take care. Do the liking and subscribing and commenting and all that stuff. Yeah, have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.